greatest country in the world, and it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for, and if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
What up, America? Live from stupid early in the morning, Arizona. It was a 4:30 a.m. wake up time here in Arizona. We're going to jump right to it because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We need every single one of you to hit that like button. Also, do you like my hat? As Elon Musk would say, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA. But I did it my way because I can't wear like the Trump super high thing because I got a gigantic head in the first place. So I got this Richardson hat made, which I think it's awesome. If you like the hat, give me like an American flag or some flames in the chat. Let's get that blowing up. Anyway, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that follow button if this is your first time watching. And comment in the chat as well. If you have voted or are voting for President Trump, comment Trump. Let's just do that. Just comment Trump in the chat. Let us know where you stand. Let's introduce everybody that is here in the studio today. I'm too tired to do it, so let's just go right to Not Mexican Cartel. Tony is in the building.
Oh, that's so sad. I'm too tired to do it. Morning, everybody, by the way. Good morning, all by myself. Hey, Graham, you know what I did now that you're not here? I turned off the AC. It is 62 degrees in the office, and I just said, nope, I'm turning it off. You're not going to be here for me.
You do know that the AC doesn't turn on if it's cold, right? So the AC is not running.
But you have it set for like 65 degrees in here. I'm like, okay, well, Graham's not
I
here
guarantee you that AC was set to 69. Okay. Either way, all right. Producer Royce is in the building.
What up? I'm here. I'm just missing the glasses.
Boxing time.
Todd just sleeps out.
Oh, hey. It's so early.
Oh, man. Why do we do this to ourselves?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
Absolutely hate life right now.
It could have been the Hispanic show with
That's
Tony
true.
and Royce.
Yep.
Why can't we be like all of these other people that just talk and that's all they do for a living? But no, we had to do the genius idea of like, why don't we go boots on ground and knock on doors in Arizona for a week? Why don't we go do that? Anyway, all right, it's early in the day. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Obviously, today is talking about the obvious to a lot of people. We're going to talk about what could have been the biggest political move in recent history, which was President Trump going on Joe Rogan. Very strategic on the time frame. Everybody's been wanting to do it for the past year. He's like, why not wait till 10 days for the election? Then I'll do it, kind of thing. And then, of course, yesterday at Madison Square Garden. And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in a while, and comment what you think, if you agree, yes or no. I have been the most hesitant to say this out of anyone I know in this movement here. What I saw yesterday, it was more than I ever imagined. I think there may be
Don't do it.
a 60-40 chance. I'll give Donald Trump a 40% chance instead of a 10% chance that he might win New York. 40%. I'm willing to go up to 40%. And so I don't want to be this person that's like, Donald Trump's going to win New York. He's going to do it. I'm willing to go 40%. I think he's going to make it a race.
I keep telling you guys.
Is that good? Can I say that? I think he's going to make it a race. Do you agree? Yes or no?
I keep telling you guys he's going to win in a landslide. He's going to wipe the floor with her.
Oh, Tony.
Knock on something,
Not
Tony.
something. Good Lord, man.
I'm telling
Anyway, what I saw yesterday was incredible. And of course, we're going to talk about all of it and things like that. But somebody just said 40% is reasonable. Thank you. I think I'm a reasonable person. I'm not this person that's like, we're going to win every state.
100% on the 40%.
Yeah, 100% agree
100%
on 40% of the thing. Anyway, so somebody just said 55%. Either way, I think the biggest thing that I will say, and we'll talk about this in depth in a little while, is I think New York, ironically, because of how bad of a direction it's been headed, it's turning towards a right direction, if that makes sense. As Dan Bongino would say, sometimes it's got to get bad enough for people to really wake up. And I think in freaking Manhattan, dude, I think it's getting bad enough. I think people are finally like, I mean, the only negative thing I saw was a Photoshop photo of like this middle finger, like for Trump or whatever, but it was a Photoshop photo. It wasn't real. I did not see a single bad anything on the ground from New York. I didn't see a single thing. And that speaks volumes to me.
Well, to win, and this is why I agree with you, and it might be a little bit above 40%, because the only thing that's keeping New York blue is New York City, Manhattan, those areas, those major metropolitan areas, because the outskirts, upstate and stuff, it's all red. Where all the farmers and rednecks are, it's all red. So if he can pull that off at MSG the way he did with that many people, there's a shot.
Well, and you did have that comedian, the Kill Tony guy that everybody's freaking out about. And to the Puerto Rican community, I say, grow the crap up, dude.
For real.
Yeah, look, if Dave Chappelle can talk about Christians, transgenders, black people, and all this stuff in one thing, and everybody celebrates it as this stuff, just shut up, okay? The joke didn't land with some people, but then I also saw a bunch of Puerto Rican communities that are like, it's a freaking joke. We don't care. And then the day before, freaking George Lopez talks about Mexicans, and nobody says a dang thing about it. So I think
the freaking Weather Channel called the entire state of Mississippi the landmass. So, like, get out of here. Like, nobody cared. I thought it was funny.
Anyway, man, dude, it's comedy. It's like when Tosh.0 made that joke about gay people, and he's like, just imagine trying to go to heaven. And it's just a bunch of angels in goal line defense saying, not today, like kind of thing. Like it's really comedy, dude. Like it's comedy, man. Shut up. It's supposed to offend you. And it's supposed to be that way. It's comedy. Well, it used to not get you locked up.
They only get offended when it's convenient for them because, like you just said, there are a bunch of people that come out and speak out when it's appropriate for them or when it benefits them. But as soon as somebody says something that it doesn't work for their agenda, they get all butthurt on it. Like
Striker J, I see you. He literally said Puerto Rico is a floating island of trash. He didn't say the Puerto Ricans were a floating pile of trash. He said Puerto Rico. And also, it's no different, in my opinion, when Donald Trump says something like, we don't want the country to turn into Detroit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's the same freaking thing. People, you don't hear people in Detroit like, that's it. Like, we're done. And anyway.
No, they're too busy dodging bullets.
Yeah. I think people just need to grow up a little bit. All right, let's get into our first sponsor of today before we continue to make everyone mad, because we are 8 days away, ladies and gentlemen, from the election. So, just so you guys know how the rest of the thing's going to go. Starting tomorrow, the shows are going to be titled 7 Days to Save the Country plus another big thing, and we're literally going to count it down, and because that's where we are, and we need to constantly drive it home. But first, let's talk about our sponsor over at the Wellness Company. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to make sure that you're stocking up on life-saving medications for you and your family. Here's the truth. I think even if Donald Trump wins, I think cities are going to burn. I think that civil unrest is going to happen no matter what. So you need to make sure that you and your family are safe and secure. You can go to twc.health/Graham. That's twc.health/Graham. Promo code Graham is going to save you $30 plus free shipping. You need to go right now and get these life-saving medications for you and your family. Go to twc.health/Graham. That's twc.health/Graham. Promo code Graham. All right. First of all, we have to talk about the Democrats just squashed this whole Kamala didn't work for McDonald's thing. In fact, they proved beyond a shadow of a doubt in their own mind that she did work because they found this photo from 1970s of a young Kamala Harris, except it was a Photoshop
Of
of
a white
Kamala over a white chick. This is how desperate that she is. This is how desperate we are, and that's the way it is. Somebody said
And
my
I
acoustics are terrible.
I love the post on Twitter, like all the liberal like influencers or stuff are like, suck it, MAGA. Here's the proof. Oh, this is not good. Oh, I love it. And they're just, and you can see the community notes underneath it. Like, here is the actual image. It's so great. So
Yeah,
great when they do this.
Not to mention that is a white chick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
That's where they are. They have to Photoshop over a white woman, and
That's
somehow
white chick right
that's
there.
Kamala Harris. All right. And speaking of Kamala Harris, and speaking of her acoustics, she has a new accent. This is her from the pulpit, I believe. Right? This is a church.
Yes.
First of all, too
Boy,
many
stop.
jokes,
Just
not enough
stop.
time.
Nope.
Enough said.
Nope.
Enough said with that.
Speaking of how she got where she is. Anyway, all right, next, let's play this clip. Here we go, it's Kamala Harris.
Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning.
Like, I've never
The
seen
path
her
may
mouth
seem
move
hard,
like
the
that.
work may seem
Like-
heavy, but joy cometh in the morning. And
Cometh
church
in the
morning is on its
morning.
way.
In the morning.
Weeping may
But she's
Okay.
like throwing her shoulders around
So
too.
we have
Look at those
all
shoulder
the,
pads.
I know.
we have all the main accents. All we need is for her to show up at 7-Eleven and start. Hey, do we
With
need some
the red
Slurpees?
dot,
Do we
yeah.
need some
Oh my
Slurpees in
God.
here?
Real.
I was like, dude, come on, man.
Somebody just said, I have a dream. I did not make that joke. Someone in the chat made that joke. I did not make the
my
joke
goodness.
before everybody gets upset. All right. So here's another thing that we've noticed is there seems to be this new wave of support for Donald Trump. I don't think it's new. I think it's people finally getting to the point where they no longer fear people knowing that they support Donald Trump.
Yep.
That came literally last night when 49ers star Nick Bosa, during an interview of Brock Purdy, comes out and makes this little thing.
In the first half, what was said during halftime? Hey,
Pause. Oh, we
And they're
missed it.
they're like, cut it.
No, actually, if you go to the full screen, if we can find another video of it showing all of them, Brock Purdy's reaction, Kittle's reaction, they're all laughing. They're not like, oh my God, like kind of thing. No, that they all seem very natural with it. And I think it's showing, one, the fact that Nick Bosa did this. Dude, 4 years ago, they would not have dreamed of this. Okay, what? Here you go. Play it again. Now watch everybody's reaction.
what was said
Look at
during
Kittle.
halftime? Hey, all right.
Pause. See?
Mhm.
See? Look at all of them. Look, he's smiling. Brock Purdy's smiling. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not like he's this closet Trump supporter that nobody on the team knows
Nope.
about. Like, he's probably wearing that hat all day in the
All
locker room and stuff.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm gonna have to buy a Nick Bosa jersey.
I
I'm
know,
not
I
a
was thinking the
49ers
same
fan,
thing. Me either.
but I'm gonna, and I like this one they got with like the black around the numbers. I like that one. Anyway, there definitely is some kind of shift going on, and it's
there
time.
definitely is. Yep.
It's time to not be afraid anymore. And I think that people are realizing that. I think because, and comment yes or no if you agree with this. There seems to be a shift happening. You're seeing people at minimum, they are just choosing not to endorse, which in today's day and age, that
Is
means
an
you're voting for
endorsement.
Donald
Yep.
Trump. That's what it means. If you're not endorsing Kamala Harris, that means you're voting for Donald Trump. Agree or disagree, yes or no in the comments section.
I agree 100%. And I think what's going on also is I think the shift that you're talking about, Graham, in my opinion, is that people have seen so much BS coming out of the Kamala camp. And we talked about it last week of how they have buyer's remorse and they wish they could go back to Biden because they see all the stupidity coming out of her mouth and the unwillingness to answer any questions about any kind of policy, that they look at the other side and say, okay, well, maybe, even if they're not supporters of Trump, they're like, okay, well, he's he's at least got a plan for us. So
Here, you ready for this? I agree with you, Tony, but I think it's less of buyer's remorse. And I think what you're seeing now is coward's remorse, is what I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
I think you're
agree with
seeing a
that.
lot of people who have a platform and in silent, they voted for Trump in the last election anyway. But the past 4 years, they have cowardice remorse.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, not this time, not this time. And even they asked Nick Bosa to comment on it. He said, I'm not going to comment on it a lot. He said, I just think we're in an important time, which I thought was genius. Like you already know, I wore a MAGA hat. Like, what do you think? What do you think? You think I'm thinking about voting for Trump or whatnot? Like I think it's an important time. And I think that's why we need to take this momentum. And we have 8 days, and you need to go and you need to vote. And believe it or not, there's still some people that aren't registered. There's still some people that are not voting. So for all of you, I think it's 30% of registered voters don't actually turn out to vote. And that's why I'm encouraging every single one of you to go to sendthevote.org. I don't know why it's not /Graham, but it's /Allen this time. It's sendthevote.org/Allen, or you can text the word Allen. That's ALLEN to 33022. That's ALLEN to 33022. Do not be these loser 30% people that do not go vote. Go do it right now. That's sendthevote.org/Allen. Get out to vote. It's all gas, no brakes, ladies and gentlemen. This hat is not coming off for the next 2 weeks. Like that's the way it's going. Like boom. We need to, I'll even say this and comment yes if you agree, no if you don't agree in the comments. I think it's time for us to stop being afraid in general. I think it's time for us to be adamant. I think every single person needs to be wearing their MAGA hats. I think every single person needs to be wearing their Donald Trump t-shirts. I think it's time, because here's what it is. There's so many people that are afraid to speak. But if they see you, they'll stand up. They really will. Like maybe they're not alphas or maybe they're not natural leaders, because not everyone is. But you are. So it's time for you to make that stand, and it's time for you to be the first one to take the arrows. Because if you're willing to take the arrows, you'll be surprised how many people will stand up with you. It's kind of like in church. They're like, how many people, need to accept the Lord today? And like nobody, and then that one person will raise their hand, and then like 50 hands will go up, right? It's the same effect. We got 8 days. People in the community need to see you, where you stand, that they're not alone. They're not crazy, and they need to know these things. So it's time to be bold, and we need to MAGA-size our support is what we need to do. There, I said it, MAGA-size.
MAGA-size, I like it.
All right, so in case you missed it, Donald Trump went on a decently sized podcast the other day.
It's a little big one.
I appreciate him giving the little guy a chance on this. I really do. In fact, I think today, what's the view count today on YouTube? I want to know what it is right now, because it's been 72 hours officially. So what's the view count on YouTube right now?
I'm looking.
How fast can he do it? How fast can he do it? How fast can he do it? How fast can he do it?
I'm almost there. 33 million.
33 million views in 72 hours. And from what I heard, Kamala's Call Her Daddy podcast, it was almost 2 weeks ago, is at 700,000.
Wonder what her Charlemagne interview was.
That's also not counting how many millions of people listen to it only on Spotify. Okay, so I'm willing to bet it's probably in the 40 to 50 million range when it's all said and done. Somebody said, to be fair, I played it 3 times. Dang, that's 9 hours.
It's 9 hours, yeah.
That's 9 hours.
I don't like the dude that
I'll be
much.
completely honest. I'm only halfway through it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just watched the clips on it because I knew what I didn't know he was gonna say, but he said pretty much what we all needed to hear. So
well, I think some of us, it was an opportunity for the world to see, in a sense, the totality of the man that is Donald Trump. They start talking about UFOs and stuff, just going back and forth, right? I've had interactions with President Trump just going back and forth. You know, I literally sat in his office when he was watching Joe Biden speak, and I just heard him for 30 minutes just roast Joe Biden just the whole time, just talking about what a corpse he looks like and all this other kind of stuff. And so anyway, so I think that that's great because there's a lot of people that think that he's just this whatever this image is. Anyway, so we're going to play a couple clips that we thought were really good. And here you go. If you like this, make sure to hit the like button, hit the share button. Let's watch this.
So I always got more publicity than other people, and it wasn't like I was trying. In fact, I don't know exactly why. Maybe you can tell me why.
Oh, I could definitely tell you. You said a lot of wild shit.
Maybe.
He said a lot of wild shit, and then CNN, in all their brilliance, by highlighting your wild shit, made you much more popular.
Yeah.
And they boosted you in the polls because people were tired of someone talking in this bullshit, pre-prepared politician lingo. And even if they didn't agree with you, they at least knew whoever that guy is, that's him. That's really him. Yeah. When you see certain people talk, certain people in the public eye, you don't know who they are. You have no idea who they are. It's very difficult to know. You see them in conversations. They have these pre-planned answers. They say everything. It's very rehearsed. You never get to the meat of it. One of the beautiful things about you is that you freeball. Like you get out and you do these huge events and you're just talking and you're making. We've highlighted you on the show many times when you did this Biden impression where he's walking around, he doesn't know what he's doing. It's funny. It's stand up. It's funny stuff. But it's like you're making fun of Elon one time.
Go back to Trump smiling just a little bit. Just back it up just a little bit. Right? No, right there. Okay. I will say this. And again, did anybody else pick this up? I haven't seen Trump smile like this
in a while.
Maybe ever. This is legitimate. Here's what I think. And I do not want to count the chickens for the hatch. I don't want to do any of this stuff. I am so cautiously optimistic. I am. And we still have to go vote. Listen to me clearly when I say this. Everybody comment, vote in the chat right now. Every single person has to go vote. I want to preface that again. Every one of you has to go vote. It is not over yet. But if you're like me, and I think like Trump himself, something feels like it is shifting. Something feels like we've got her against the rope, like we've got evil against the rope. But when you get evil against the rope, you don't not go for the haymaker.
You gotta stomp on its throat.
You knock them out. It's like that scene. It's like that scene from the movie Fighter, where Dubody's about to lose the match, and basically his coach is like, it's like you knock him out or you lose your home. You're like the end. Like you knock him out or you lose everything. That's where we are. We got evil against the ropes, but we either knock it out completely, utterly, TKO, or we lose everything. That's where we are. But in this moment with Trump smiling, by the way, he goes for 3 hours here and he flies to, I think it was Michigan. Was it Michigan?
He was late. Yeah, he was late.
And then he goes and he talks again for another thing. There just seems to be something. There's this, call it this Christian part of me. There's just something that makes me just feel like we got him against the ropes, man. And we just gotta keep freaking pounding. All right. Next clip. All right. This is, speaking of, this is Trump talking about, could you imagine Kamala Harris talking for 3 hours? All right, here we go. Let's watch this clip.
Is you need a free and fair press. One of the things I like about doing a show like this, can you imagine Kamala doing this show?
I could imagine her doing this show.
She'd be laying on the floor.
She was supposed to do it, and she might still do it, and I hope she does.
She's not going to do it.
I will talk to her like a human being. I would try to have a conversation with her.
If she did this kind of an interview with you, I hope she does, because it would be a mess. She'd be laying on the floor comatose. You'd be saying, call in the medics.
I think
is you need a free.
Which is true. All right. Now, what did we say? We said after that disaster sit down with Brett Baer that she had, we said she would not do Joe Rogan. And I don't think she will. Actually, I really hope she does.
Me too.
I think if Joe Rogan tries to keep her, here's the thing. If she does do it, she has to go for 3 hours. She has to. Because if she goes for an hour, hour and a half, it's going to hurt her. So it's
not
either
only that, but she has to do it now because the window of this actually helping her is very narrow. She has to do it right now.
But she's not going to do it because Rogan is not like going to help her at all. He's going to be like, answer this question and without saying middle class family, small businesses, and blah 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 blah. Like he's gonna hold her feet to the fire. Just like because that's what people want. Like we want to hear you talk instead of saying that crap.
And she's not going to do it. I agree.
No, not at all.
They're going to. I mean, let's face it. Today is today already, so we're a week out. All right.
Yeah,
like I know technically we're 8 days, but today's already started. We're 7 days away at this point.
So two things before we move on. I mean, how many people can get away with saying stuff and talking to President Trump like Rogan is? I mean, he literally is saying, "Oh, you come out, you say well shit,"
and he pushed him. He pushed him a couple times.
And you're going balls out or whatever he said. I mean, stuff like that. That's a real person talking to another real person, just sitting down right next to each other, saying, "All right, man, let's get down to the meat of it. See what's going on."
Dare I say that we've entered into a new era of presidencies to where I think that it's a good. I think it's a good thing. Now, go with me here. Though this was not scripted. This is just off the dome because of what Tony said. Okay, imagine talking the crap about George Washington in the public square that Donald Trump gets talked about.
No.
And like, hold on. And I know a lot of people had problems with George Washington. I know a lot of people had problems with Abraham Lincoln. But they also did it in the background under pseudonames and wrote letters and all this other kind of stuff. No, imagine somebody back in the old days going straight up to Abraham Lincoln's face and being like, "You deserve to die. You're Hitler." They wouldn't know who Hitler was back then, but you know what I'm saying. Like you were this evil person. You were this. You were that. You were that. They'd have been thrown in prison. They probably would have gotten their head cut off by a saber right then. We're entering in this new era where people understand that presidents are just people at the end of the day. And people that have stature enough to be able to get into a room with them, they are not afraid to go, "Well, what the crap did you mean by this?" We all see it now. Everything that you say, back in the day, presidents were like these almost king-like figures because maybe you saw them in real life. Maybe you saw them in real life. You definitely didn't have TVs, all this other kind of stuff. And if you did have a TV back in the Reagan days, Reagan was this larger than life person that would, when were you ever going to get in the same area as him? Now you have such unfettered access to these candidates. They become more of a person. And I think it's good. I think it's good that we are in a place where we can challenge, not disrespect. I believe in respecting the office of the president of the United States, but challenging it. And challenging their things. I think it's a great spot that we're in. I really do. I like the direction that it's going. Anyway, all right. This is Trump on the JFK Files. Quick, just little things from Joe Rogan here. We probably won't play all of this, but we'll play a little bit. Let's play it.
One of the things that I want to talk to you about is the JFK Files. And one of the things that you said was that if they showed you what they showed me, this was your quote, you wouldn't want people to know it either.
So I opened them up partially. I was met from good people. I mean, good people. People that were well-meaning. Mike Pompeo was one of them. He's a good person. They called me. They said, "Sir, would rather have you not." And I did open them. But I was asked by some people not to open them. There's a Martin Luther King file, too, by the way, that they'd like to see. I don't know if you know, but there is that. But JFK in particular. So they called me, a lot of good people called me, people that that you would find reasonable people. And they asked me not to do it. So I said, well, we'll close it for another time. But if I win, I'm going to open them up. I'm just going to open enough.
Why didn't you open it up the first time?
Because
though?
a lot of times,
what was the hesitation? Though?
Addresses, people that are still living. There are people that are affected, and there could be some national security reason that I don't have to necessarily know about. But some very good, talented people asked me not to do it. I opened it up, and then they said, "Would it be possible for us to do that a different day.
How much of it did you read into?
I think it's going to be just fine to open it. Let me put it that way. I think it's fine. It's going to be time.
There you go.
He goes
I think
on.
it's going to be
he only
just
read like 40 to 50% of it, but he's like, yeah, everybody that actually killed JFK is dead now, so it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah. All right. So this is Trump on the media comparing him to Hitler. All right. So let's watch that clip here.
It's a very dangerous position. I never thought of that, by the way, when I did it. You don't tend to think.
Did you just assume because people loved you on The Apprentice, they were going to love you as a president?
I figured it would be so easy. It's
well,
very
it probably
interesting.
would have been if the media didn't attack you the way they did. If they didn't conflate you with Hitler. I mean, even today, like Kamala was talking about you and Hitler. They're going to take what you said about Robert E. Lee. Oh, Donald Trump wishes the South won.
That's right. He loves Robert E. Lee.
They love to take things out of context and distort things. But
they don't even have to take them out. They make them up entirely. Okay,
they do
make
that too.
But it's interesting when you mentioned I was very popular, and all those people loved me. I mean, some of these women, they're so stupid. And Joy, she would, every time she'd see me, I'd be in the theater or something, and she'd, you have to be on the show again. Come on, let's go.
She loved you.
To love me.
That episode where
By the way, Whoopi,
people should watch that episode just to see what we're talking about. Like I said, we don't want to get a copyright strike, so we're not going to put it up. But if you watch the episode, it's bananas.
Also, I have to say, like even Joe Rogan has to say, we can't put it up because we'll get a copyright strike. Yeah. Screw YouTube, dude. Yeah. Screw them. Screw everything like this. The fact that you can't play things that are relevant to the news stories and things that you're trying to cover, it is absolute insanity, and I hate it. I hope that President Trump gets in there. I hope he abolishes the freaking IRS. I hope he abolishes all of these freaking copyright strikes. Hey, if you publicly put it online, shut your freaking mouth. People are going to take it. Shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. People take my crap all the time. You don't see me whining. Like be quiet. Like who can you put it on the freaking internet? Like shut your stupid mouths. All right, let's move on to what happened yesterday. Because this even more so, I would argue that the Joe Rogan show had a lot to do with what we saw yesterday in New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into it, this is where we remind you to hit that like button and hit that share button and comment if you agree, yes or no. I was expecting Trump to do fine in New York City. I was expecting him to do fine. I gave it, he'll have a solid showing. Like that's kind of how I felt. I didn't think he'd bomb it. I didn't think anything like that. If you were like me, were you expecting what we did see? Comment yes or no in the chat. Because I'll be the first one to say I didn't expect it to be what it was. So I think first thing we've got an image of the outside, I believe. And this is a super powerful image. This will be in the history books, I truly believe. Can we zoom in a little bit here? All right. If you can look all the way to the back.
As far as you can see.
It's as far as you can see. And it is just red hats everywhere. Red hats. And that's not a Limp Bizkit fan red hat. No, this is Donald Trump red hats as far as you can see going down. I mean, this will be an iconic image because this is freaking like downtown New York City outside of Madison Square Garden. And I know some people will say, well, some people flew in and all this other kind of stuff. And you're right. But the fact that where are the protesters? Where are the people that are trying to hurt all of these other people? Where is any type of damage of any kind? Where are the people rioting in the streets? Where are the people this? Where are the people that? So you can make that argument if you want, but New York City also accepted it too. And the mayor of New York, horrible human being, even said that he condemns Kamala Harris comparing Trump to being a fascist and to being Hitler. Yeah. And he said that New York will allow anyone to have their voice heard for the people in New York to be able to make their own decision. So you can make that argument that people came in. And I know a lot of celebrities did and all that stuff.
I think that speaks more for people, like, to say, well, people flew in from different. I think that speaks more to Trump than against, because, like, you're paying for flights, hotels, just to go see this man. I think that speaks more.
Well, that even let's say 30% of it was people flying it. Okay. The fact that downtown New York, and I've been there many times. You cause a big enough commotion in downtown New York, people are going to let you know real quick in New York. The fact that it was allowed in such a way speaks such volumes to me. Now, some people would be like, oh, that image is photoshopped. Okay, fine. Let's play the clip. This is from our friends over at RSBN. This is outside. This was 5 hours before Trump's supposed to speak. They didn't even open the doors. It's also cold in New York, but play it. Let's just look a little bit here. And we're moving. Pause that music. That's retarded. There we go. Like mute the music. Mute the music and play it. Mute it and then play it. Thank you. Goodness, that was brutal. All right.
Well, this is why I'm saying that.
Watch, it's going to stop from the barricades and it's going to keep going. Go ahead, Tony.
This is why I'm saying that I think, knock on wood, he's going to beat her in a landslide, because let's look and see what's happening. Not only is there a shift, not only is there a movement, but every city, every state he's going, it's like this. We have a record number of early voters already with the Republican Party.
Look, there's a barricade, and now here's a whole other section of them.
And we also have already people catching the Democratic side trying to cheat with the vote. That wasn't happening with the last election. And remember, we had Laura Trump on the show. We had Laura Trump on the show saying that they were going to have people at the voting stations making sure everything was happening. So I think, man, I think that the Democrats are trying everything they can, but I think they're getting stomped everywhere they're trying to cheat. So
I don't disagree with you, but what I'm saying is this video is 1 minute and 20 seconds, and it's just people just lined up. And this exact video was taken 5 hours before it even starts. 5 hours.
Insane.
And it is insane. All right. But let's get into some of the highlights. And ladies and gentlemen, when I say this, Madison Square Garden is not that big. Okay. It's only like just under 20,000 people that could get in there. So I want to add context. All right. But the NYPD is reporting that over 75,000 were estimated on the outside of the arena. And even though Madison Square Garden isn't that big, it is the most iconic arena, not stadium, arena in the country. Madison Square Garden, home of the Rangers, home of the Knicks. Michael Jordan, good Lord, had so many memorable moments here. Hulk Hogan will go on to say later he's had so many memorable moments here. Madison Square Garden is just associated with so many American historical moments, like inside of Madison Square Garden. To this day, when artists say they're going to Madison Square Garden, that's a big deal. Like, you know what I mean?
Huge.
This image right here, think of it like this. Can we zoom in just a little bit? Think of it like this. All right, right there. That's perfect. So when the Knicks are playing, they have all the seats in the stadium blocked out, but nobody's on the floor because they're playing a basketball game. So it's the same thing for the Rangers. When a hockey game is going on, they have all the stands built up, but nobody's on the floor. So there's more people in there than would normally be there for a sold out game in Madison Square Garden. So that's all I'm trying to say is like you have to think of it in context here in these regards. And you know, some people might say something like if you zoom to the right by the stage, that the seats are empty right there. And the reason why, for those of you who don't know, those are what we would call the important people that are donors or things like this. They're in the back getting photos with the president during this time. Okay. And they won't come until right before the president shows up because they've paid, all this stuff. And that those are reserved seats and things. That's probably the family. The family's going to sit there after they're done, all this kind of stuff. So there's always going to be seats that are empty until right before the president talks because he's got people in the back he's having meetings with. The family, all the speakers in their family are in the back, everything right before. So before everybody comes with me with some stupid crap like that, that's how that works. Okay. All right. This is Hulk Hogan. Amazing. My inner child can't take it, but we're going to play this whole thing because it's pretty good. So hit that like button, hit that share button. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage professional wrestler Hulk Hogan.
Hawk?
Hawk? Did he say Hawk?
Yeah.
I am a real American.
I love it.
Yes.
Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for what's
right.
Fight for your
life. Inside. Dude, my inner kid just
I just happened to be wearing the shirt this morning. Yes.
Dude, that's so awesome.
It's amazing. And I do like how they revamped the song. I like it.
They have to. They have to do it because he's getting so many lawsuits. That's why Lean Greenwood is singing Proud to be American now at all the rallies. And that's why Lee Greenwood just did a rock version of Proud to be an American. He's having to re-record them because they're like hitting him with lawsuits for using the songs at the rallies. All right, let's get to where he talks a little bit here. All right, anyway, amazing moment. He rips his shirt off. This is him absolutely just play it. This is beautiful.
But today, Trumpomaniacs, the energy in here is something like I've never felt. The energy of all these Trumpomaniacs is the most powerful force in the universe. And today, this is Donald Trump's house, brother. You know something, Trump maniacs? I don't see no stinking Nazis in here. I don't see no stinking domestic terrorists in here. The only thing I see in here are a bunch of hard-working men and women that are real Americans, brother.
That's it, dude. Awesome. It's just one, dude. You better hope you look like that when you're 80. Look at them arms.
My God, man.
That's an 80-year-old man right there. Just that will take you out.
And I'm sorry, I don't care what he's taking. I don't care how many needles he sticks in his butt a week. Look at that 80-year-old man,
dude.
Those are just haters.
just listening to him talk takes me back to when he was fighting the Junkyard Dog and the Superfly Jimmy Snuka, Andre the Giant. It's just, I mean.
Excuse me. He's 71. My bad.
He's 71. All right.
Forgive me. You better hope you look like that when you're 71. That's all I'm saying. You better hope.
I hope I look that good when I'm 50.
Let's be honest. Most of you at 71 will probably look like you're 90. But either way, moving on. This is Elon. This is Elon talking here. Elon received an amazing ovation, there was a moment where I thought he was going to cry because people were just chanting, Elon, Elon, Elon. And so anyway, let's play it.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're being taxed. All government spending is taxation. So whether it's direct taxation or all government spending, it either becomes inflation or it's direct taxation. Your money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that.
Yes.
Department of Government Efficiency.
That's what I'm saying.
We're going to get the government off your back and out of your pocketbook.
Dude, I'm tough. Pause. This is where they're winning. Elon Musk going in there, because everybody knows Elon. That this is him saying the Department of Government Efficiency, which is not a real thing yet.
No.
They're going to create it, and Elon Musk is going to run it. And Elon is saying the government's going to get out of your pocketbook. We're going to get rid of. We're going to pull a Twitter on the government. We're going to fire 90% of people
Yes.
that are in there, and we're going to make it bigger, better, more beautiful, and be the best. Everybody's saying it. Everybody's saying it's going to be great. And I'm starting to believe for real. Trump's going to abolish the IRS. I really do. And then with Elon too, because this is Elon saying it without saying it. Like, we're going to get them out of your pocketbook. You're being taxed. You're being all this other kind of stuff. Elon has probably told Trump, he's like, absolutely, you can get rid of the IRS, and we'll bring more money in within the first 2 years. Just across the thing. Anyway, all right. This is Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil shows up and has something to say. Let's play this.
But as for you, the collective you, I don't want you to just listen and say, nice talk, Dr. Phil. I want you to march in your life. I want you to march with your beliefs. I want you to not be intimidated. Don't be stopped, and don't just vote. Take 5 people with you. Like I said, the difference between winners and losers is winners do things losers don't want to do. And what they do is they take actions toward known outcomes. They deal with the truth. They set goals, and they go after them with passion. And it's time for us to bring it home. It's time for us to bring it home. It's time for us to be winners. Winners, winners, winners. I started by telling you I love this country. I'll finish by telling you I love this country, and I love you for loving this country.
There you go. It's Dr. Phil. You're not going to get a lot of emotions out of Dr. Phil, but just the fact that he's there. But the biggest surprise of the night was Melania Trump was there. Play it.
And now,
dude, people love Melania.
please welcome our next Commander-in-Chief, my husband, President Donald J. Trump.
Donald J. Trump.
Anyway, the audio is hard to hear because it's so deafening that it makes it super muffled in the thing. But all this talk about Melania not supporting Trump and everything like that, it's the exact opposite. I mean, the dude has literally been like hit with a bullet. Like, you know, if I was, I would imagine if the roles were reversed, Alyssa wouldn't be going out for all that crap. Like, she'd be like, and no. All right. Well, let's go ahead and let's get to some of the things that Donald Trump had to say. And this is great, and we're going to play this, but it's really his thing talking about New York is really what I want to get to. But let's play this because he did bring up 2 new policies, I guess. So here we go.
I'm thrilled to be back in the city I love, and thousands of proud, hard-working American patriots. You're with me. We're all together. We've always been together. And I'd like to begin by asking a very simple question. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?
All right, so next, let's go rapid fire. Let's get through this here. All right, this is Trump again taking a minute. This is a message of hope. In my opinion, you could see it in Trump. There was something about being back home in Madison Square Garden. I think it got to him a little bit. I really do think that there was a moment there when he was like, you know, wow, you know, what a full circle moment. All right, play it.
Today with a message of hope for all Americans. With your vote in this election, I will end inflation. I will stop the invasion of criminals coming into our country. And I will bring back the American dream. We need the American dream to come back home. Our country will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than ever before. This election is a choice between whether we will have 4 more years of gross incompetence and failure, or whether we will begin the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. We will achieve success that no one can imagine. We will have the strongest economy, the most secure borders, the safest cities, the most powerful military, the best trade deals, and we will dominate the frontiers of science, medicine, business, technology, and space. And I'm asking you to be excited about the future of our country again. I'm asking you to dream big again. We're going to dream big again. We haven't been dreaming big at all. This will be America's new golden age. It's going to happen quickly, too, very quickly.
All right, next we've got Trump on 2 new policies. This one is a tax credit for family caregivers. Huge, huge. Let's play this.
I'm announcing a new policy today that I will support a tax credit for family caregivers who take care of a parent or a loved one. It's about time that they were recognized, right? They add so much to our country and are never spoken of, ever, but they're going to be spoken of now. Thank you all very much. I'm announcing.
All right, now this is Trump on illegal migrants that kill an American citizen. Play this. Very controversial.
And I'm hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen or a law enforcement officer.
Good.
And no death row. You go straight to the front of the line.
Now
Jack.
pause. People will be like, well, how can he call for the death penalty when people kill people in America all the time and they don't always get the death penalty? It's a deterrent. If you are an illegally being in America and you take an American life, you are dead. Like, you know, understand what I'm saying? No. Like it is a deterrent. All right, but this is what I want to talk about here. The last 2 things. This is Donald Trump on New York City here, and then we'll play the ending as well. This is what I'm talking about. There just seemed to be here a moment where you could see it, like, really hit Donald Trump. Play it.
This is the city where I was born and raised, and this is the town that taught me that Americans can do anything when they want to. So no matter our differences, when we work together, there is nothing that we cannot achieve. From New York to Las Vegas, from Philadelphia to Phoenix, from Chicago to Charlotte, from Atlanta to Detroit, this nation was built by generations of American patriots who gave everything they had for our rights, our future, and for our freedom. Through freezing cold winters and hot scorching summers, through storms and setbacks and conflicts and danger, our American ancestors pushed onward, marched forward, and overcame every single obstacle that stood in their way. Together they crossed the oceans, settled a continent, tamed the wilderness, laid down the railroads, raised up those mighty skyscrapers, built the highways, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and launched American astronauts to the moon. It was hardworking patriots like you who built this country, and 9 days from now, it's hardworking patriots like you who are going to save our country.
All right, and last but not least, the ending. And by the way, I've been to a lot of Trump rallies. I've never heard him say that line before, just so you know.
After all we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in the history of the USA. With your help from now until Election Day, we will restore America's promise. We will put America first, and we will take back the nation that we all love. We bleed the same blood. We share the same home. And we salute the same great American flag. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never, ever back down. And we will never, ever, ever, ever surrender.
Yeah, good one there.
Together we will fight, 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 and we will win, win, win. We're going to win, win, win.
Just again, these are all things that I've never heard him say. Like I've heard the cadence a lot, and this one was different. This rally was different. And again, here you go. It just seems like the reactions are different. This is the New York Post, and I know New York Post endorsed Donald Trump, and I get it. But this is in New York. Like this is like this morning. This is on every corner of every newsstand in New York City. MAGA Square Garden.
And lose their minds this week.
And I think the acceptance of it is the thing that is getting me. But don't worry, not everybody had the same thing.
Yeah, boy.
This is CNN. Let's check on CNN and let's now. I don't know who this girl is. Maybe somebody can tell me. Katie Frost. Republican strategist. Okay, I've never met Katie before. All right, but let's hear what she has to say here.
I see Vice President Harris going out there and making all of these very dark accusations against President Trump and failing to communicate what she is actually going to do for the American people. She says that, she always wants to make it about she's not Donald Trump, but she can't tell the American people what she's actually going to do for them. And then on the contrast, you have President Trump, whose closing argument is Kamala broke it and he will fix it. And that is something that resonates with the American people. When the vast majority of the American people don't believe that we're moving in the right direction, why would they want to vote to continue the same failed policies we've had for the last few years? And that is why we're seeing President Trump is doing so well in all the polling, in the early vote numbers. They look excellent for him.
Look at this lady in the middle's face. Just look at her. Look at that devil. Look at that. That is Satan.
That is Legion trying to make its way out right there.
Yeah.
Dude.
Would you just look at her?
That is, are you telling me I have to pay full price look from a Karen? Like, that is what that is.
That's pretty good.
All right. Let's get into what call she. Oh, never mind. This is, I forgot about this one. This is, well, you just have to watch it to understand. This is MSNBC. I don't know if that is lesbian Mark Cuban or Rachel Maddow in the corner right there. I don't know which one that is. It could go either way at this point. But either way, let's play it.
But that jamboree happening right now, you see it there on your screen.
That jamboree
that place is particularly chilling because in 1939, more than 20,000 supporters of a different fascist leader, Adolf Hitler, packed the garden for a so-called pro-America rally. A rally where speakers voiced anti-Semitic rhetoric from a stage draped with Nazi banners. When a Jewish protester rushed the stage, the Associated Press reported, quote, instantly, a dozen or more stormtroopers set upon him, knocking him down and beating him as he held his head in his arms. Most of his...
Literally, they held up signs from the Jewish community that says Jews must vote for Trump. That in and of itself makes you the biggest mouth-breathing morons in the history of mouth-breathing morons. You had signs that said Chinese Americans for Trump, Jews for Trump, Puerto Ricans for Trump. What are you talking about? You do not hate the media enough. And this is what I will say. God willing, if this election, let's pull up call sheets, polls real quick, that were in front of Madison Square Garden here. So this is Donald Trump with a 20% lead on Kamala Harris. And we also have, what's the next one from? I don't know. Here we go. This is Trump with the clear favorite to win the Electoral College, but check the popular vote out. Right now, nope, that's the Electoral College, the other side. There we go. Popular vote. Trump's got a 0.1 above Kamala Harris for the popular vote. I want to say it's been almost 20 plus years since a Republican has won the popular vote. If, God willing, this goes the way we want it to go, I will say that the mainstream media's hold over the American people is over.
Man, I hope so.
The end. But don't worry, Kamala Harris is taking this seriously.
Very.
While Donald Trump is going on the largest podcast in the world, which probably will be Joe Rogan's most viewed ever, Tim Walz is on Madden. Twitch playing Madden with AOC to connect to young men. This is what Tim Walz is doing. Can we go to the video? All right, we're just going to play it. We're just going to play it. First of all, this is why they chose AOC to do this as well. Now, if it was Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, even it would still be cringe, but then it would at least somewhat make sense. But now they just and AOC. All right, you just play it.
Unbelievable. No, and I keep going back to this. This is Project 2025 from Personal Freedoms. I think a lot of folks on here are kind of independent folks, independent thinkers about things. Why would you want the government telling you what books to read or what doctor to see or how big your family can be? That kind of stuff is ridiculous. And so I think you talk about football planning, it's the same way. If you're going to draw up a playbook in football, you're going to use it. Those guys drew up a playbook, and it's Project 2025.
And they put millions of dollars into Project 2025. You don't spend millions of dollars without planning to use it.
Oh, God, no. And it's all these people around him. And J.D. Vance said, I don't know anything about it. He wrote the foreword of the book of The Architect, who wrote that. Unbelievable. No, and I keep going back to this.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Look,
also,
anybody that's ever played Madden, have you really made it to 50 seconds left in the first quarter and it's 0-0? That just shows you how much they're really playing.
Well, I was also going to say that every play that Tim Walz picked didn't work. I am upset that I am upset to see that AOC chose the Bills to play, which hurts my heart a little bit. But either way, I hope she's not a Bills fan.
Every time I see Walz, he just reminds me of a pedophile. I was like, I can't.
100%.
It's just he's
then
so.
This is AOC, maybe an hour ago, basically saying that it was a hate rally that occurred last night. Here you go.
So, Congressman, last night, right here in New York City, your hometown, Donald Trump held a packed rally at Madison Square Garden, and a number of speakers used downright racist and offensive language, no more so than the so-called comedian who said that Puerto Rico was an island of garbage. Can you just give us your reaction to what you heard last night, just hours and hours of frankly, hate, and how it could electrify this electorate?
Well, there's a couple of things. As you mentioned, this was a hate rally. This was not just a presidential rally. This was also not just a campaign rally. I think it's very important for people to understand that these are mini January 6 rallies. These are mini Stop the Steal rallies. These are rallies to prime an electorate into rejecting the results of an election if it doesn't go the way that they want. Because Donald Trump and that entire cadre of people up on that stage, Stephen Miller, etc., do not respect the law of the United States of America. And they either want to win this election or they are using rhetoric of taking it by force. That is what they mean, and that's what they're doing when they are inciting violence and hatred against Latinos, against Black Americans, against Americans who don't have children,
they're literally comparing Trump to Hitler. And what MSNBC just did when they showed in the 29? Those, it wasn't 1939 either way. When they're showing that, they're basically giving people a free pass to go kill Donald Trump because they are likening him to Hitler. That's where we are. And also what's really upset is that They said in Houston the other day that Kamala Harris had her biggest rally yet with 30,000 people. But now we know for a fact that the vast majority of them were pissed because they thought that they were getting a
Beyonce
free
was gonna sing.
Beyonce concert.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a verified thing. So she lied, a bait and switch yet again.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I liked AOC. I mean, we don't have a lot of Latin people in politics, and she just, the stuff that comes out of her mouth is just stupidity most of the time. It's just,
If you look at this picture, this is real life what her brain looks like trying to get a thought out. In real life, there it is. That's her brain constantly like. Anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the
wheel.
That's the show. Oh, I forgot about this.
Yes, you forgot about the main one.
And what is Kamala Harris doing? She's making
Everybody knows your name.
She's making a fake video where she's, of course, drinking yet again. So let's play it.
Imagine that.
Aren't you more of a wine person? Of course, she's a wino.
It's an Oberon, and it's made right here in Kalamazoo, which many are calling Kamalazoo. Yeah. Cheers. Okay, cheers.
That didn't even touch her lips. Like that didn't.
It's as bad as it gets. I mean, it really is.
Did that lady just say Kamala Zoo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if somebody from the Trump campaign has said something like, "Oh, Kamala Zoo," even though it wouldn't have meant any malicious intent there, they would have got off on, "Oh, they're comparing her to an animal," or "How dare they say something like that?" And it floors me that they can get away with doing things like this, saying stuff like that, like comparing Trump's rally to a Hitler rally, and they can get away with all that stuff, but you can't say anything because she's not only is a woman, but she's also a woman of minority, whatever she is, Black, Indian, Asian, I don't know what she is.
I just think the irony that Trump is holding a massive rally at Madison Square Garden while Kamala is out drinking is
at
hilarious.
A bar.
That's just my favorite thing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Whoever is running her PR needs to be fired. Like, I mean, we appreciate you. Like, we really do. We appreciate you because this is the cringiest thing ever. Whoever thought about this and Madden, thank you. You did us a favor.
At the end of the day, starting tomorrow, we're a week out. Literally a week out. Me and Todd are here in Arizona right now to go beat on doors. I'm super excited. I'm going to put my son in front of us so he can knock on the door because they're less likely to like hit him, I guess.
Exactly.
So we'll
be
find
standing
out.
in the street.
Yeah. We'll find out. But now's the time to push the gas, all gas, no brake. Now's the time to go do the thing because we have 7 days. Like today's already started, so I don't count today. We got 7 days, 7 days till the election. So this is where we remind you to hit that like button and hit that share button. The more you send this to people, the more people are encouraged. This is where I remind you to wear your MAGA hats, wear your Trump shirts, let everybody know where you stand and drag people to the polls. It is not the time to get complacent. I truly feel in my gut we got them against the ropes, but we can't let them get their footing back. We have to keep pounding. We have to keep grinding. We have to keep going. So that's all we got for this show. Todd, pray us out real quick, and then we'll answer some super questions, then we'll get out of here because we got work to do, and you guys got work to do as well. And let's pray this thing out.
Thanks. It's all bow. Father, we just thank you for a good weekend. Thank you for the safe travels of my family and Graham's as well. Lord, I just ask that you be with us this week. Help us to have the boldness and the courage to go out and get done what needs to be done, not just for this country, but for you, Father, and whatever your will is, let us accept whatever you decide to do. Father, we love you. We thank you for everything that you do. We thank you for your son, Jesus Christ, that went to the cross and died for our sins so that we could spend an eternity in heaven with you. Father, we love you, and we ask all these things in your son's name, and all God's people said.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Let's do super questions. Let's go. I don't think there's that many today.
No, I don't think there's that many either.
Pretty straight to the point these days.
Here's the first one.
All right, from Miss Lori. Something is going on when your liberal friends are posting things like, let everyone live their lives and be happy, and I'm willing to listen to facts. LOL. Been giving you facts for 4 years.
Yeah, but it's true.
Yeah. From the Wolf. Welcome to Arizona, fellas. Hope to see you guys out there and spread MAGA mania alongside you.
We're here.
Nice.
We're here.
Yep, we're here.
Todd and them ran into some fans of the show just the other day.
Yesterday,
and so,
sure
we're out here.
Pretty cool. Wolf92 again. She's never said anything about church or has stepped foot in a church until she said at a rally, you're at the wrong rally. And then she's been seen at churches since. That's true. And it's not really going, it's not going her way.
Nothing's going her way.
Cindy again, $100 donation. Wow.
Thank you, Cindy.
Last day knocking on doors trying to get voters out for Trump in Wisconsin with my daughter. We're rocking our MAGA gear, and people come up and compliment it and say they're voting for him, hoping to catch J.D. Vance rally in Racine, Wisconsin.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. Thank you guys for doing the work.
Yeah, Cindy,
Striker J. Don't show it fear of retaliation. Went to Bears versus Bills games, afraid to show my Bears jersey because Bills fans are not nice. Then saw 60-40 more Bears fans in Buffalo. Felt safe, so I showed it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's the point of what I'm trying to say. Like if you will just freaking wear it, you'll be amazed of the people that will all of a sudden be like, oh, okay, I can do that too. All right.
Yeah. Brian Levins. Hey guys, me and my entire family, my in-laws family, my extended family, all voted for Trump yesterday. All 24 of us. We were telling everyone and their mama to vote this past week. Trump 2024.
Nice. Good
awesome.
job.
Sweet. Banks. Please look up Christian conservative rapper Tyson James' new album, Seek First. I feel like he would fit Todd's show well as a guest. Make sure to let him know, Dear America fan, Banks sent you. I'll check that out. Harley Girl, catching bits and pieces here. Did y'all watch the MSG rally? It was awesome.
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we did.
I was literally live tweeting and watching it from the plane, and so I was capturing everything in the air. That's how much. I don't think people realize how much time we don't get off. Like even while 40,000 feet in the air, we've got the Wi-Fi and everything, and we're clipping stuff and we're watching and we're posting. We're trying to get you guys the stuff like all the time. It is nonstop,
and
24/7.
This is how much we really love y'all, because me and Graham are going to be in the air not just during the Missouri-Alabama game, but during the LSU-Alabama game next week. That's a lot of love right there, folks.
No, we won't. You got it.
I will.
Dude,
I will be.
Where are you going to be during the November
I'm flying
9th?
out Saturday. No, that's right. You're right. It's a bye week.
We got a bye week. All right.
Okay,
See how tired we are? Todd doesn't even know the schedule.
Right now.
All right, let's go. Next, let's go.
Rybratina. Kudos to West Virginia miners who cleared an excess road from Chimney Rock to Bat Cave.
Yes, I was just reading about that.
Really
That's
cool.
awesome. Yes.
Really cool. Manly Tatas. Cool. I want Trump to tell us about the truth in Antarctica.
Maybe. Yes.
This is such a conspiracy. I want to know, actually.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
Tell Tony.
Antarctica, nobody's allowed to go over there. There's military over there. If you try to go there, you'll be turned around.
That's where they're building the bunkers for the end of the world.
Nobody knows what's over there. It's literally, it's like, or whatever it's called.
Is it going to be like Area 52?
I mean, maybe, but it's just something weird's going on there. They don't tell us, but it's weird. It's the Earth's axis, It's like where it's on. So like nobody knows what's going on over there. It's bizarre. Anyways.
Greggy Bongo. Good morning, guys. I've been super frustrated with the whole ranked choice system in Alaska. That's how Patola got elected. Also, absentee/early votes won't be counted until the 12th. Make it make sense.
Well, yes, I saw that, but also they're going to call Alaska red before. And so, yeah, I get it. Like all the absentee ballots, military ballots and stuff like that. Yes. But there is such a thing on trends, right? And they know populations from different areas. And if a percentage is too high, They can call it because you know how many people live in the area. You know how many counties are not fully reporting yet, but based off the averages and how many votes there are left, you can call places. And so I wouldn't worry too much about that for Alaska.
Yeah. Mamoose, the money is for the Hulk Hogan BOA fund for y'all
Love
on
it.
November 5th.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Awesome. Sheila May, MSG, because Trump adds flavor, not the poisonous kind, though. Maha, make America healthy again. Facts.
Love it.
Facts. Melhas, Big Gretch and Kamala are the worst examples of women in leadership roles. Can't wait for Gretch to be term limited in 2026. A lot of people hate that chick.
Well, rightfully so.
Wheelchair
mommy.
You love it. Wheelchair mommy over Trump.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Love it. Desireen, your thought on all the Mexican comments. I'm a proud Trump supporter, but how do you excuse all the comments about Mexican having babies?
I don't know what she's talking about.
I don't know what she's talking about either.
I had to look into that.
But even if there were comments about Mexicans having a lot of babies, Tony, does that offend you?
What offended me? That people are having families? No,
having babies, like I don't understand. Like, hold on.
The same comment.
No, same comment. Yeah, I don't get it. It's like people telling me that, oh, I'm from Mississippi. I must have married my sister. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Who cares?
Well,
like,
yeah, that comment about the babies. Everybody needs to understand out there. Most Mexican Latin people are Catholic, and you know how Catholic.
Yeah, man.
There is no child. What's it called?
Contraception.
Contraception. Yeah. So yeah, it's all procreating. So.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, dude. Like, hey, Mississippi, we marry our sisters. Alabama, it's your cousin.
Yeah.
Like, hey, freaking lighten up, people. Like, that's what I don't get. Like, dear Lord. All right, is that it? How many more we got?
The last one.
That's the
Last
same
one.
one.
All right, awesome. That's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we got tomorrow. From tomorrow until we have a president, it's going to be 7 days to save America. 6 days to save. We're going to count it down, and we're gearing up for what will be the longest. Hopefully, it's just one night of our lives. Hopefully. But we're going to go live.
It will be.
We're going to go live at the closing of the polls Eastern time for Election Day, and we are not stopping until we have a president. We're not stopping. Well, we're gonna be. Royce has an indefinite ticket coming into South Carolina. He has no idea. Anyway, if you're in Arizona, in the Phoenix, Scottsdale, Gilbert area. Me and Todd are roaming around while we're here. So hope to see you guys. Hope you guys also signed up to come chase the vote here in Arizona, Turning Point Action. And we'll be here bright and early. It is now daylight, finally.
Yeah, I can see the sun now.
Here in Arizona. But that's all we've got, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get going. We got work to do. Tony, say
work
goodbye.
to do.
See you tomorrow, guys.
Royce.
See you guys tomorrow.
Todd.
Love you, miss you, mean it.
And as always, I'm Graham Allen. Stay awake, not woke. Trust in God, not the government. And as always, stay free.